go. Oh,
Jazzed.
I am fucking jazz-handed. Howdy. Welcome to this week's episode of Vikings, Outlaws, and Cowboys. I am your host, Vico the Bearded One. You can call me JT for short. As always, I am joined by the magnificent and very bougie Jarl, Alex Martinez.
Man.
I think I like to switch that up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So?
A little bit. Yeah.
Gotta move the mic. Gotta move the mic.
I think this
No,
is pretty good.
I was talking about mine.
Oh yeah, no, I was
just yanked down.
I was thinking like this is like the perfect distance because like I like this idea that I can actually speak into the microphone. I don't know if that's a thing, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I usually like mine like out of my face, but I don't know.
It's right there, so I mean it's good.
Yeah, it's in there.
You know what's interesting with this podcast? I actually had this like dream, and it reminded me of something when I was a kid. That I used to want to be a sports commentator. I used to want to work for ESPN. I just wanted to fucking watch sports all day. And now I have this thing in front of my face, and it's super fucking weird all the time.
Like the CNN of sports broadcasting, ESPN.
It used to be better.
It used to be. Yeah.
But now they're just all about LeBron.
Yeah.
And everything. Oh, did you see that LeBron lost again? And he's got the most losses ever in the playoffs, but he's still the GOAT. Shut up. Get out.
Shit. I don't even like Jordan, but he's way fucking better than LeBron.
Yeah, I don't even like Jordan either. As a Jazz fan, can you like him?
No. It's blasphemous. You can't like him.
He pushed off.
Yeah, pushed off, bro.
Pushed off.
That was our finals.
Yep. What are you drinking today?
A little bit of Natty Light, and then some Coors Light for backup, just in case. Break glass in case of emergency.
Oh, because it's a early week. You want to get schmammered on a Monday?
No, I'm not against it. I just ran out of Natty. I drank. It was a bad weekend to be a Natty Light.
Well, I got my whiskey. I was just wondering why you didn't have any booze.
I don't know. I just didn't go up and get any.
Yeah, fair enough. Kind of sprung it on you. So I'm just drinking more of the Victory whiskey that Doc owed me, and I won, so I'm pretty stoked about that. So I'm just going to continue to drink it until it's gone, of course, and then I'm going to probably prominently display the Victory bottle in the room in which he resides when he stays up here. Every time he comes up here.
You sound a little gloaty.
A lot.
Yeah. All right.
It's totally the point of it. It's just to have fun. But you know how we all are. It's great.
I bet we could send him over the edge with it.
Yeah. For sure. Just
straight into Orion's rants.
Oh, for real. We could totally do it. We could totally set him up. He's probably not going to listen to the podcast because he's in the middle of closing on the property this week.
I thought that was like a month ago.
Well, you know, this is Montana, so things don't really work like the rest of the world. So they had to mail the closing papers down for him and overnight them back because they have to be signed in front of a notary. Whatever.
Huh. So why didn't they do that when he was up there?
Because the lawyer didn't do the things in the paperwork to get the appropriate verbiage put in.
Was it like Ryan requested appropriate verbiage?
Yeah.
Was it like thou shall slap and pickle?
No. It was something, and he started telling me about it, and I was like, no, man, I'm good. I don't have to walk any more properties, looking at properties for a while. Not until the boys start buying property up here. So, we got a huge recap coming up.
Yeah.
Lots of information.
Yeah.
I apparently went into the wrong job field.
What?
I went in the wrong job field.
You did?
Yeah. We have had, now my interactions with engineers typically on a day-to-day basis are cybersecurity engineers. And so interacting with them is actually pretty fun. But interacting with not like structural engineers, septic engineer? I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't either. I thought it was just you showed up and dug a hole.
And then a traffic engineer.
Oh yeah, how did that go? That sounds like it was very
I
unneeded job
Yeah.
filled.
Well, you'd be surprised because there's a lot of people that make right and left hand turns in the world. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's undeniable.
So, with all of that being said, sometime this week we'll have all the approvals again. This time to go back through and do everything. Uh,
Okay.
building is 2/3 of the way up. Can't put a roof on it yet because we have to have a structural engineer tell us it's okay to put spray and installation, even though it's already approved. Whatever. Don't get me started because I don't want to do a JT's rants tonight.
I
Uh,
think it'd be fun.
no, man. I just don't want to bring that kind of negativity in the world. I am the light and the laughter of my home.
I doubt that.
I am absolutely a ball of joy. Yeah, that we'll go with that.
Huh.
Yeah.
Whatever you say.
We have 2 decks going in as well. They're Trex decks, so that's real
Mm.
nice.
I love
We
I love I love me some good deck.
I know I love some good deck too. It's brown deck,
Ooh, even better.
bro. It's like hanging out with you.
Bro,
A
tons of
big
brown
brown
deck.
deck. Um, we had let's see here. What else do we got going on? Oh, we got our information back officially today from the state. Um, so we can continue to proceed forward. So they're just waiting on some stuff for the Bearded Vikings. That's really cool.
We can continue being a booze company.
Which is cool. One day we'll be a booze company. Right now we are an apparel company.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, folks, we have some really cool swag. Like really, really cool swag.
Yeah.
Not just because my like disregard my face on it. It's actually really nice to wear.
Yeah, it's like very soft and supple.
Yeah. And then when you raise your hands above your head, it doesn't show your nipples. I mean your belly button. Same, same.
Yeah, it's like your belly nipple,
Yeah. It's your third eye.
your belly
Blind.
hole.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I think we gotta do something crazy. We gotta get people to start getting some shirt orders.
Yeah,
So
we gotta
you're the
get some
shirt
swag.
guy. I feel like we need to put a 1 month freaking burn on this. Let's burn
Yeah,
through some shirts.
we gotta get rid of some hoodies.
Yeah, hoodies. And
Yeah.
you know what? If you are, a dude and you like to go out, suns out, guns out, we got some dope ass muscle tanks.
Yeah, we got some solid muscle tanks.
Hmm.
There's
We got the.
some. Go ahead.
No, you first.
I was just gonna say we got some more stuff that's coming soon for the female variety.
Hmm. I'm excited about those ones. Super
I am
excited.
I am too.
And then we have don't forget we got the is it Racer?
Racerback. The
Racerback.
Racerback. Mhm.
Yeah, Racerback ones. Those are really cool. A lot of people really like those. But here's the thing. I
Yeah,
think that
those.
if you go on there, here we use the apparel sales to fund this show, basically. And we really need some more support. I'm pretty sure that people are tired of just the ghetto background or ghetto freaking editing and shit that we got going on, like we're from
Right.
Boondock Saints. But folks, do us all a favor. Go in and purchase things. Go buy a shirt, go buy a freaking mug, go whatever, buy something to help support the Vikings, Outlaws, and Cowboys. We're asking it. I hate to ask the question. Then like and subscribe and comment on the YouTube channel. We're really trying to push this forward and build our community. And with your help, we're actually able to do that. I don't ever like to actually ask for people to go do that. But like these red Vox shirts, I don't think we've sold more than 4 of them yet. I think we've just haven't been able to push a lot because a lot of us have been busy with the summer. But we definitely have some great gear.
Yeah, I think it's just mainly been like we haven't been doing a whole lot of advertising and everything because we've been kind of you've been wrapped up with the building, and we've just been kind of all over the place. So Now we're trying to refocus, right?
Mhm.
You're getting ready to check out for a week
Yes.
and get your hand bit off in Africa.
I'm
So
fucking petting a shark, bro.
you're gonna get your hand. You're gonna lose a
I'm
hand.
I'm gonna do a struggle snuggle with a fucking liger.
You should get a second insurance policy for your hand.
Um, I'll come back with a strong hand still. It's fine.
Jack in hand.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna use a strong hand.
That would suck to go through like fighting 2 wars, 3 wars, and then come back with no hand from petting a shark.
Well, I'm gonna really keep my hands close, but I'm gonna feed my friends to the sharks, so it's fine. You wanna
Oh, no, I'm good.
go?
They don't like
They
they
don't
don't
like
like
bean.
my
They don't like.
flavor.
They don't like bean burritos.
They don't like Beaner Schnitzel in
No,
Africa.
fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know how that. If they like, I don't know. What do you call me, a snow cone? Probably.
Yeah, probably something like that.
Yeah,
Like a
whatever.
tiger's blood cone.
Yeah, for
Those ones
sure.
you used to get out of the truck.
Mm-hmm. Uh, I think that maybe we should do like a snow cone like cup for our meter for the mead listeners and followers, and do like a instead of like a froze, do a something like that, and just
Oh,
fucking
dude,
metal cup it, dude.
once the meadery opens, we definitely have to get a shaved ice machine and just make mead shaved ice
Oh shit. I think we might be
for
onto
the
something.
for the summer.
Oh yeah.
Nobody's doing that shit. You heard it here first. We're getting a shaved ice machine.
Yeah. Also, it's time for a meetup, folks. We have a meetup coming up on July 15th. If you are in Montana or want to go to Montana and you want to support the veteran community or just come freaking hang out with us, we will be here from the 14th, 15th, and 16th out in Bozeman. 14th is meet and greet night. You don't have to be a veteran. You can just come get smashed with us. 15th is the hike, which we will be smashed the entire time. Only 10 miles this year. Last year was
That's
14.
no. Last year was 10 too, wasn't it?
It's 14.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 14.
No, I thought it was 10 last
No,
year.
it didn't even feel like it. It was great.
It did the next day.
I didn't feel like it was that bad. It might
Well,
have the next
you
because you had
just
to
got to
fly
go
home.
home. Yeah. No, I got to
hmm
drive home, right?
No, no, you flew, right? No, yeah, because that was
No, we
when
picked Bond up from the airport.
no, that was when the boat had his moment with me about being on time in the airport. Doc
Oh,
drove up. Yeah, that was
I swear I drove up that time.
no, I dropped you guys off at the airport early as fuck that morning.
Uh,
We all rode.
I'm gonna have to check tape on that
You,
one.
it's fine. Throw the challenge flag, bro. It's fine. You're gonna lose a timeout. I'm gonna win. It's fine.
I don't know.
I like my whiskey kind of looking like this. If you want to bet on it, we'll do a live bet right now.
A life bet.
A live
I
bet.
think
I mean, I could go 2-0. I
I
could go
think
up
we need to
2-0.
do a 25% discount code for the swag,
Okay.
and
And we should
we should dial it in right after this.
done. We should totally do that. That's fine. I'm in on that. 25% discount code for the swag. That means you guys get a quarter off. That's freaking dope. The only swag that is not on that radar list is the blue shirts because they're already at $11. So we just can't go any lower on that for it.
I mean, they gotta go. They gotta go.
Okay.
They gotta go.
Okay. I
Get
guess
them
we're
out of
doing
here.
everything.
Get them out of here.
25% off. And the discount code is the Jarl said.
Yeah, there you go. Spell it
Yep.
right, or you're not getting your 25% off.
Jarl.
All one word.
The Jarl said.
The more stuff you buy, the more places we can go.
That's fair enough. Yeah,
The more people we can see.
the more people we can reach out and touch. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So with that though, also at the same time, a huge shout out to our followers. Do you remember what I showed you as far as our reach? Pretty
Yeah,
impressive,
we have
dude.
a really weird reach.
Yeah, it's like a broken stranger. It's not all the way around, but kind of.
Yeah, it's it's like it wants to be a Dutch rudder, but it's not quite.
Yeah, it's only like one rudder's kind of working, but like
Yeah.
the other wrist is working. I don't know
Yeah,
what to do with
the
that.
other guy's going really hard, and the other dude's like half asleep.
Yeah, it's like he fell asleep with his hand on
Yeah.
his hand. So it's
Yeah.
like the Dutch stranger.
Oh wow.
We just went there.
Yeah.
I don't even know
Don't
what to do
Google.
it.
Don't Google that.
Don't. I mean, fine, do it, but don't tell me about
Yeah.
the results.
Incognito. Yeah. Don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't
yeah.
send us
Use your
anything.
neighbor's Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Definitely. Most definitely. Yes.
But
That might be the most impressive advice you've ever given. Use your neighbor's Wi-Fi.
oh shit, yeah. Um, so what our biggest areas of download outside the United States are currently Toronto, Canada, which is weird. Whoever's listening
Super
in
weird.
Toronto, like drop a message, man. I want to fucking meet you folks.
Right. Or
Just
like send us hate mail if it's like one
I-
of those.
just go to beardedviking.com and send me one of your spammy weird messages, like where you want me to, you know, buy something from you or whatever. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Get lots of those messages.
Tons. I don't even
UK,
know who's real on like Instagram and stuff anymore.
nobody's real on your Instagram.
I agree. I'm figuring out now that the ones with numbers after them are not real. They're like
No,
1,000% not real.
yeah, and if they're uh beautiful personality lady, if you will,
Yes.
they are fake as shit.
Yeah. If they're if their beautiful personalities are gigantic and fake, they're definitely not real.
Yeah. Um. So after Toronto or Canada, the next spot is the UK. To be expected. I have a lot of friends over the UK, so thanks for listening in, all y'all. And if you're telling other people about that, it'd be great. So I want to do a shout out to some of those UK followers. They actually reached out to me this week. To James Wood, and also the other one to Simon Binks. Thanks, y'all. Used to work with James when I was living in London, and I currently work with Simon. He's actually the friend. He's like 5'5", so I'm going to feed him to the shark first just to make sure
Oh yeah,
we're
he
good.
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see that.
So this would be pretty fun. And then after that, it gets really, really weird. There's like Sri Lanka and Russia and India and there's somewhere else. I can't remember
We
where
had
else.
like
I don't.
Russia. Do we still have Russia?
Yeah, we still got Russia. It was like Sri Lanka, Russia, and then somewhere else. I can't remember, but I'll look real quick. Um, but the reality is like weird reach, man. Like super weird reach. Thanks for
Yeah, and
listening,
we're
though.
not. Yeah, and we're not doing like ads or anything, right? So it's all like organic, like word of
Yeah,
mouth stuff, which is pretty cool. Like shout out
yeah.
to all you guys that are telling your friends and stuff.
I mean, I'm impressed with y'all. We hit 800 downloads, by the way, uh, today.
That's pretty today. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, not like just today, but like in general, like you guys listen to us talk enough that it's pretty like there's 800 downloads. Yeah, so Toronto. Oh yeah, hold on. Oh, fucking what? 25 downloads over in Germany, bro.
Wow.
So it's actually US, Germany, Canada, United Kingdom, India, Portugal now. That is as of the last 28 days.
I wonder
Jesus.
if it's people that are on base or
Maybe.
whether it's people out in town in
If you
Germany.
guys are VPN and if you guys are using a VPN and you're going to Portugal, like shame on you for getting our hopes up.
Right. They're just bouncing off. It's not actually from anywhere.
It's yeah. But also good on you because, you know, fuck the Fed.
Fuck it, I'll take
Um
it.
Okay, whatever. I'm counting you guys as wherever your VPN goes to. So
Good
set some
job,
cool shit
VPN.
up. Go like somebody fucking set up a VPN and go to New Zealand. That'd be fucking cool.
Do
Have a
something
Kiwi
cool.
listening.
Yeah, Kiwi.
I love some Kiwis.
I haven't had a Kiwi in a long time.
Yeah. What? That's weird. Why?
I don't know. It's been a while.
I mean, they're kind of hard to eat, right?
No way. I fucking love Kiwis.
Well, I mean, they're a pain in the ass because you got the fuzzy outside.
I mean, you just
No,
cut them and scoop them, man.
nobody likes a fucking fuzzy outside.
I mean, People like you, you're pretty
I'm
fuzzy.
I'm I'm furry. It's different.
Eh,
I've crossed the bridge, bro. But nobody's trying to eat my insides either. So I
we're
mean,
just
there's
gonna
that.
agree. We're just gonna agree to disagree on that one.
That's fine. Awkward silence for those that are listening. I
Right.
hope you enjoy it. Yeah. But huge shout out to everybody, by the way. Should I check the major cities in the states real quick? Give a huge shout out to the states.
I don't know how far down this rabbit hole are we going.
I'm
We haven't
just
even hit the rabbit holes yet.
dude, bro. We're here.
All right.
Let's fucking go. We're already here, man.
Super
I can't.
bummed.
Why?
Braves just lost.
Oh, sad face.
I know.
Go
Against
Giants.
LA.
Really?
Yeah.
The Dodgers?
The Dodgers.
Gross.
I know.
Gross.
At home. It's the worst.
Yeah. Andover. Andover is our #1 location for downloads in the States.
Is that like Michigan?
I don't know. You have the Googles. I'm just on this.
Did you say Andover?
Andover. I don't even know where that place is. Hey, are you smarter than a 5th grader? Because I have no idea where the fuck Andover is. Whoever's listening in Andover.
Massachusetts. It's Massachusetts.
What the fuck? Way to go, Mass.
Yeah.
Coming in #1, strong. St.
Who's
Louis
in Mass that's listening to us.
I don't even know. St. Louis is #2 with 20 downloads. Winnipeg is 3. Salt Lake City falls all the way down to 4. Way to go, hometown.
Salt Lake.
Fuck you guys
Good job.
too. Way to go.
Pretty much
I bet you
all of Bearded Viking lives here.
12
Good job, jerks.
Yeah, Bearded Viking plus John.
Right. Good job, John.
Way to go, John.
Tell friends, John.
Reno's at 8. Helen is at 6. North Olmsted.
Helen is at 6?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's got to be my buddy Dave checking in every once in a while.
It's Dave, and it's 3 of the followers that met us up at the meet and read. I know exactly who they are.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
solid. Huge shout out to those Montana folks. Denver and LA round out the top part, but where's North Olmsted? Olmstead.
OLM?
Yeah, North Olmsted.
Ohio.
Well, Ohio. I bet you I know who that is. I bet you that's. No, I don't know who that is. It's maybe I do. Maybe that's Steve. Maybe that's Steve Bell. Well, all right then. That's it. That rounds out the recap. But hey, listen, I just want to let everybody know that in Salt Lake, that if you love and care about us, you'll actually take first place. But it's fine, whatever. You know, way to go.
Whatever, Utah. Whatever.
Utah's coming in 4th, bro. It's ridiculous.
I feel bad I missed the IW hike.
Do you?
Do. I had to build some stuff.
Kurt was sad you weren't there.
I was sad that Kurt was there and I wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I told Kurt that I was going, like months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden it was time.
And you weren't even ready.
No, I had so much stuff to do.
Right.
I got my ass kicked all weekend. It was rough.
Oh, tell me more. What'd you do?
I had to build a whole chicken coop and foundation. And then
are you out?
No, I thought I was, but I went to go throw it and it would have been on the carpet.
Oh, okay. I was like, fuck, man.
No, I'm out.
Already? No, you're out.
No, now we're good. Yeah, I had to like level off a part of the yard with shovels, and I'm not used to doing,
Manual labor.
having to be my own Mexican, right?
Well, fair enough.
So I was out there doing Home Depot things, tearing it up, and yeah.
Did you build a chicken coop? Did you get yourself an egg hatcher, like a box you can pick up from the outside?
Bro, this thing is legit. It's huge.
Do you have it on an angle so when the chickens lay, they roll down to the bottom?
No, this whole thing is like it's got sides where the chickens lay the eggs and everything.
Yeah. So
they're already on the angle.
So the reason why I say that with the angle of the dangle, if you will, is that sometimes you'll get egg eaters. Chickens will start eating eggs and they'll fucking rob you.
Yeah.
Because they're dicks.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill that chicken.
Yeah.
I'm
Good luck
I'm just
finding
yeah,
one.
chicken sandwiches.
Mm.
No, this thing's like pretty legit. Like she just went and bought exactly the one that she wanted, and then painted
Okay.
it and I put it
Ironic.
together. Yeah,
Seems like you were doing fucking chores this weekend too. I hate doing chores this weekend.
chores were rough.
Fuck yeah, they were.
Like I said, it was a bad weekend to be a natty light.
Mm. It was a bad weekend to be a 10-foot long pole getting pounded in the ground.
That sounds hot.
It was pretty hot.
I see that you didn't finish painting your house, though.
Yeah, I told you that I don't want to enact the fucking death gratuity to you fucks before the building's
I don't
open.
know why you don't just put the ladder in the bucket of the tractor and just elevate her up, dude. OSHA's not there. OSHA's down
Yeah.
at the work site for our
Do
building.
you want to have the building open and produce one bottle of mead yet?
Do you want your house to be the same color?
It's on its way, man.
What, the new ladder?
No, the house. When we get back, I'm fucking bringing the little freaking thing up. You gonna be okay over there?
Yeah, I'll be good.
Okay, drink some more, bud.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Yeah, fuck you. No, I'm trying.
Dude, that's all I saw. I didn't even see. I didn't even see what you were saying because I didn't have the sound on. So I just wrote because I knew you were bullshitting about what you were doing because you were making the pen.
Mhm.
So I just wrote, "Shut up! Shut up and finish painting your house."
I know you did, you fuck. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
dude.
fuck you too. Immediately said fuck you too.
Oh,
Oh,
dude, it was
God.
great. I
Yeah.
still don't even know what you said in the video. I still have to go back and watch the video, see what you said.
Oh, I
But,
just said, oh, yeah, doing things. That's pretty much all I said.
oh yeah,
Yeah, fucking
it's
dumb.
perfect.
Mm, yeah. By the way, if you guys ever don't want to actually have anybody post anything, just go follow Jarl_BMC. He doesn't post a damn thing.
No, I'll repost the shit out of some stuff.
Yeah, but if you ever want to just watch your Instagram and not be spammed, or have any insightful moments, follow the Jarl.
Oh, dude, I'm insightful as shit when I repost stuff.
Yeah, something.
It's okay. We're gonna have some commercials soon, and then we'll have some original content. The thing is like I don't have a personal account for like the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm catching up with technology, dude. I'm trying to figure out like how I'm like, oh shit, did I post that?
That's fair enough. It's like
I'm just making sure that I don't like post a picture of my balls or something, dude.
Well, I mean, in reality, like we have some things that we're going to be coming out with that are going to be pretty fucking America great.
Yeah.
There might be
It's like,
balls involved.
could be. Somebody jumps up high enough.
Yeah, I mean, just it's solid.
Yeah, it's mainly like just I don't want to post something that or like accidentally post it before I'm finished. Like I need you know how like when you get a new video game and you're playing the game, it gives you like
You
a
need a
tutorial.
tutorial. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no tutorial on that shit.
I'm pretty sure there isn't really needed one. You snap and click or fucking video and click and then fucking
Yeah, but
hit.
there's like fucking swiping and tagging and fucking fucking shit, dude. It's like rocket surgery to make a post.
It's a really, really, really weird conversation with you right now.
It is what it is, right?
It's
like
like it's
I don't
owned
do
by the
that
same
shit.
place. You know how to fucking post on Facebook. So you post on fucking anything.
Do you see me post on Facebook?
No, because you're fucking like literally only have Facebook now. You used to post.
Not
Now,
really.
now you used to post. When we first started fucking hanging out, you used to post. And now you're like fuck Zuckerberg, and which is fair. Totally fuck Zuckerberg.
I posted something today, which was funny.
On Facebook?
And yeah, it made me laugh because
because the Fords age well.
Yeah, the Ford thing. Yeah, I was like, well, this didn't age well because I now have. It was like 8 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
And now I drive an F-350, so some shit just doesn't age well.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh God.
So anyway,
things that age well. The Burden of Man's. Oh, for sure. Mead and whiskey.
Yeah.
I mean that realistically, like long term, our plans are to have a distillery and a meadery, and those both age really well.
Yeah.
So we talked about the Burden of Man last week, and we both had different thoughts on it. And you brought something up today that I think is actually really poignant, right? So I think it's probably easier. We were going to try to like speak on it in a broad scope, but I think you nailed it, dude. The burden of man, we need to define it from our own perspective and talk about it from our own perspectives, and then kind of expand from
Right.
there. We kind of went back and forth on it, and that was kind of important for us to kind of walk through because, we're not fucking professionals. We're not professional at podcasting. We actually have real jobs that we're really good at. This is just something we do as a labor of love. We're just really advocates for it. But sometimes we run out of shit to talk to because there's so many of you guys that like chime in lately to let us know what the fuck you want to listen to. So
Right.
we're just going down a rabbit hole. Each rabbit hole we go down, we try to figure it out. So I think this is probably a three-part series, right? So the burden of man, we'll talk about it from our perspectives this time. Next week we'll talk about it like how it can affect others, and then like the wrap up is will happen right after that. So let me ask you this real quick, Al. In a men's mental health realm where everybody's attacking us and as men, and if you're a successful man, meaning that you have a house, you're under siege constantly because you're not paying rent or whatever the fucking case may be, or even if you are paying rent, that you are making more money than anybody else, or you have privilege. Um, what is your thoughts on the burden of being a man?
Well, I think it's funny because there's all that, hate and discontent, calling it like white male privilege and this and that and the other.
Yeah.
But it's like, so, like I said, like I'm Beaner Schnitzel, right? Do I have white male privilege? Like, is that why? Is that why
You
I have a house? Is
you
that why I pay
have
my bills?
You have white Hispanic descent privilege.
Is
It's
that what it
actually
is?
on the card. Yeah, so I have no, I
Ah,
have
see,
white non-Hispanic.
I haven't read the back of the card. I just,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's the thing is like everybody is just so like wrapped up in like the race thing and figuring out whether they have a wiener or not, or you know, it's
You're
like we've just descended into like
the
just
lowest.
trash,
Yeah, the
just
lowest of
trash.
lows, man. I don't get it.
Yeah, but it's all kind of designed, I think, and I think the design for a long time has been to um kind of knock down the male influence or knock down uh the the masculine influence.
Right.
And I think that really the burden becomes now is you have to, I guess, find the group of people or find a group of people and surround yourself with people, even if they're not, necessarily in your group, but surround yourself with people that are like minded, that are not listening to the bullshit that's on the news
Right.
and talking down like the masculine male or blaming, white masculinity for all the world's problems and this and that and the other. Because to me, it's really, I don't give a shit what color, make, model, or whatever the fuck you want to call it you are. Just be responsible. Make good decisions. Don't fucking be shitty to people, and be all right.
Yeah, so that's an interesting concept because you know, um the world doesn't believe in that anymore. Not that I give a flying fuck about that or what the world believes. I mean, the world to me, it's not even the world. It's just fucking Western culture, and specifically the United States. Outside the United States, like toxic masculinity is something completely different.
Well, it's because we've had it so good for so long.
Yeah.
We have nothing left to do but do this infighting over stupid shit.
Yeah.
And if you look at history, this is how like Rome fell and everything like that. They were just bored. They didn't have anything to do, so they literally collapsed within.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
it's we're going down the same path because there's nothing to do. And the fact that now if you're a masculine male and you take care of your stuff and are raising your kids a certain way, all of a sudden you're the enemy, or like you could be, you know,
You're a threat.
dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a threat.
I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm dangerous.
There's a song with that in it. Um, Probably a pop song. Anyway, so I
You were thinking Ariana Grande, weren't you? I know you were.
don't know what that means.
I think you do.
I don't know what that means.
I can see it playing in your head right now.
No, there's. I thought it was like from like Suicide Squad or something. Anyway, it doesn't even matter. But yes, you are dangerous. you know, um, for me, the burden of man kind of comes as a secondary piece to my life because I am always who I am. I'm a polarizing figure. Either you like me or you don't. There's not really an in between. People just either like me or they don't, and that's you've seen that firsthand.
Hmm.
Many people have seen that firsthand, and I don't actually give a flying fuck if you like me or don't. And that's just who I am. Here's the reality. I'm trying to do something better for everybody around me and leave a legacy to make sure that my children have something to grow up into and be part of a world that's not trash. That's why I care.
Well, and I think like the majority of us are like that though too. In the
Hmm.
Bearded Viking is like we don't really care whether you really like us or not. We're gonna be
Oh,
who we're gonna be.
yep.
We're not gonna be dicks, but we are who we are. We're not ashamed of who we are.
Yeah. I mean, you have to push somebody. You have to push a man to be a dick. Like typically, we'll just put our head down and keep working harder than anything else. Push enough buttons though. You don't want to push enough buttons. Like, and with our crew specifically, like you don't want to fucking push buttons with our crew. Cause like you fuck with one of us, you fuck with all of us, and it's just is what it is.
Well, just the potential for like one person, just violence, right? We talked about,
Yeah.
we
Own.
were this violent one time, so we could be this peaceful now. It's
Yeah.
like push hard enough, and
You don't want that.
the violence comes back, even if it comes back in the form of old man strength.
And it's weird getting that
Yeah,
old man strength. It's fucking
it's like
weird.
it's like retard strength, but older.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it comes from like the bottom of your ass all the way through your fist.
You're not just flaring the hill.
No, it comes right where the little bump is supposed, like where it turns underneath, and if you have a
Hmm.
flat ass, it's
Well,
just
so you
right
know
there.
exactly where it comes from, then.
Yeah, I've channeled it. It's fine.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
impressive.
that's what happens when you start tamping fucking big giant poles in the ground.
Huh.
Um, for me, the burden of man is really, it's really everything that we've talked about up to this point. It's the struggles with suicide. It's the struggles with relationships. It's putting on the work boots when nobody else wants to put on the work boots. It's showing up when nobody else will show up. And it's like a tiered effect to me, right? Um, and I learned it from my dad. And my dad and I growing up, we didn't have a relationship. It was I was his oldest, and you know, I mean, I put him through the ringer, and he put me through the ringer, and we had battles and whatnot, and that's just part of life. Especially from a baby boomer to a fucking Gen Xer, right? Like just kind of fucking fed you to the wolves. And even if I'm not a Gen Xer because I was born in '82, I'm a
I
whatever
feel
early
like I feel
millennial.
like I feel like the goalposts are always changing on that.
Oh, yeah, I don't think that it makes any
Like
sense
I don't
whatsoever.
yeah, I don't know where I am either. I don't know whether I'm like a millennial, uh Gen Xer or whatever the hell comes after or
Yeah, me
before.
me either. And the thing is with it with that, um, I had a firm foundation of who like what it takes to succeed in life. I didn't know what it meant. Like my dad was just he just as a firefighter, he worked so many other additional jobs just so my little brother and I could have things, right? And we spent a lot of nights at home with my mom, who was a stepmom at the time until she adopted us. Um, and we just battled her and we just put her through the ringer and everything else in life. But it what I realize looking back, this armchair quarterback version of life,
Right.
um, is I realized that I still had so much hard work and shit that I had to do growing up just to survive, you know. And now, like the burden of man is really, to me, it comes down to, are you willing to fucking work harder for what you want than anybody else?
Yeah. And what you're willing to do, right? What you're willing to
Yeah.
sacrifice. Sometimes the sacrifices suck.
Yeah.
So I figured it out.
Go.
It's Gen X is 65 to 80, and millennials are now 81 to 96, which I call mad bullshit on that. Because there was a lot that happened between
Yeah, dude.
81 and 96.
They said there's like a micro thing called a zillennial, which is where we were the tail end of the Gen Xers. It's spelled with an X, by the way.
Of course it
ZXEN.
is.
Yeah, because it's why the fuck. It's like everything you tell, like every sports team has got two Z's at the end for no fucking reason.
That's still 77 to 83.
Huh.
Some extend this to include 85. Either way, I end up in the ass end or the start end of all this bullshit. And I still
Yeah.
think it's bullshit because I, in the summer, I didn't know what inside looked like. I drank from
Yeah.
the hose.
Yeah.
I
Who
had to
like
be
that,
home before the street lights came on.
that's the problem with the world today. Everybody's so fucking afraid of their shadow, right? And this is the whole burden of man too, right? Like, here's the challenge that I have for everybody. And this is just a thing. Um, make your fucking kids go outside. Lock them out. Fucking lock them in the backyard. Tell the kids to come over. Let them fucking run the streets
problem,
on your street.
the problem
And
is
if you
they
have
can't anymore
a why
because
not?
people get fucking taken, dude.
Give them a gun.
The human trafficking is fucking outrageous, dude. It's
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
Mm.
So it's like now you have fucking vans following like minivans to their houses, and then I've seen probably 3 or 4 videos over the last 2 months where like a mom is walking her groceries and her 2 kids or her 1 kid up to the door, and a fucking windowless van pulls up right behind them, and like the mom and kids get in the house just in time from
There's a
like a
reason
doorbell
why we
cam.
have a fucking Second Amendment. It's
Oh,
the
dude,
great equalizer.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is like now everybody's afraid. Like I don't even let my kids play in the front yard unless I'm out there, and I don't live anywhere near a lot of that shit. But
My kids ain't coming in the house in the summertime.
well, that's the thing is like that play in the backyard, go play in the neighbor's backyard.
That's fine.
You know what I mean?
I'm on board with that. Like,
That's
we had
my
a good,
biggest worry as a parent.
yeah. Well, I mean, you're always gonna have that worry, but like those same things were happening. It's not like this whole thing is new. They were all happening when we were kids.
Yeah, but I don't think it was happening to the extent that it is now. Because it's I mean they're literally doing it out in the fucking open right now. I mean they even look at fucking Epstein. They haven't even fucking released the manifest and everything for Epstein or his girlfriend.
uh,
And
Jizz Lane.
yeah, jizz all over Maxwell.
Yeah,
Uh they haven't released any of that shit. And they were it's been proven they were literally doing it.
I
They
know.
were trafficking the shit out of all kinds of people.
So do you
So,
do you think that maybe from your perspective, the burden of men is to ensure a safe home?
oh yeah, I think that's definitely one of the burdens, especially now, because it's like now you don't just let your kids go somewhere. At least I don't, because who knows what fucked up parent could be around the corner
Mm.
or something like that. You know what I mean? You
You
don't just
need.
let them go over to your friend's house. Like I remember I had a conversation with one of his buddies that he met through baseball like a while back, and then goes to the same school. And we were basically like on the same page where it's like, dude, if you touch my kid, I'll fucking kill you. And he's like, I'll kill you. And I was like, sweet.
Want to
I
be
was like,
friends?
yeah, yeah. I was like, so we're buddies now, you know? And
Yeah.
it's like now I feel safe. If the kid's going over there, he's safe. He's protected. If the kid's coming over here, he's safe, he's protected, like that type of thing. And like, it's like now I feel like you have to build those kind of relationships, dude, or fucking,
Well,
it's scary.
I agree with that. It's really weird for me having a 20-year-old that lives with me, right? Um, because like she's now got all of her shit together. She's doing her life and whatever, and watching this young woman be fucking awesome. I'm also like secondhand information from dudes fucking being weird and creeping out, stalking her and shit. And I'm like, I have no problem fucking putting a bullet in somebody to protect my daughter. I have no fucking problem at all.
Right, but see, like your daughter is also old enough now to put a bullet in somebody herself.
No, not
You
yet.
know,
She's not 21.
she can have a gun.
Well, okay, she can have a
She
shotgun,
she can have a
rifle.
truck. She can have a truck gun.
She has a truck gun. Well, I mean, she has my truck and my gun. It's fine. And I actually give a shit.
Truck gun.
She has her own little 9 mil, but that is in my name for right now. But at the same time, though, that's a burden of man for me too, is protection. So like in order of priority is for me being the burdens of men. I don't know if you want to call this like the commandments of men or whatever you want to fucking call it. I don't really give a shit because this is my own perspective. But number one is being able to work hard and establish a fucking foundation of working harder than anybody else. Number two is protection of your loved ones in your home, just like you were talking about. Like,
Hmm.
I don't. If you come up to my home on top of a mountain and you decide you want to fucking come up here and you want to cause problems, you'll be you'll be not around anymore.
You're not gonna
I'll
make it to the gate.
you ain't making it. Yeah, I've got a 300 win ultra mag, and I'll make sure I reach out and let you know that you shouldn't come up here
Yeah,
permanently, right? And that's the violence and being okay with that. I really just don't fucking care. I
yeah,
really don't. Like that's the burden of being a man though, because you have to make that and you have to accept that in your life. And if you don't, then it's crazy. The other part, and this is the third thing that I think, and these aren't necessarily in order, but they build on each other. So it's being comfortable in your violence, but also being comfortable in in love, like loving your children,
oh yeah,
saying those things, loving your spouse, your partner, loving your friends. Like, we talked about it when we were drunk.
oh yeah.
You,
Well, and it's funny too, like because we always give each other shit, but it's like most of the time when we get off the phone because it started off as a joke. We're like, all right, love you, bye.
hey,
And it's
love you,
like,
bye.
love you, bro, bye. But it's
Yeah,
fucking, it's literally all of us fucking do it.
yeah, I know.
And it's funny because it evolved from a joke, and us screwing around, but it ends up being a thing. Wife's like, "Who are you talking to?" "Oh, I was talking to JT." "Oh, I was talking to Ryan." They're just like, "You guys are dumb,"
Yeah,
but it's
but it's now but that's real though now.
yeah, it's
Like
kind of like become a standard, right?
yeah, if you
Be-
fucking don't say love you bye on the phone to me, I'm like, what are we
you're not a
fighting?
man. You're not a
Are you
man.
fucking fighting right now?
Yeah,
It's like, what
right.
did I do? Did I pee in your Cheerios?
Oh, it was like the other day when you called me, and like those videos of like girls getting mad because their boyfriend called them by like their
Oh yeah, when
name.
I called you Alex.
Yeah, I was like, don't call me that. I'm Babe. I am Babe. I was like,
That's
this
for
is
real.
fucking weird.
I was like,
I
okay, boo.
was
Like,
like,
yeah, that
okay, I
makes
feel better now.
okay, fine, okay. No, but like I think that's the third thing that I would say is a burden of man is understanding and becoming comfortable with saying I love you to the people that matter. And here's like where I got to with it in my life. And the reason why I say that, right? So everybody's lost friends to suicide. I lost my best friend at the time to suicide. He was
Mhm.
supposed to be the best man in my wedding. Wedding number two. So it's not really like a really big deal because it was just number two. It's not the final one. It's not
The
the final chapter.
dose.
The
Yeah.
dose. But you know, it sucked because I talked to him and I wanted to tell him that I loved him, but I felt like it was gay to say that. And it wasn't. It was just like that whole like you're not allowed to say the things you're supposed to say because you
Right.
have to have this fucking macho fucking persona. Listen, I will tell you that I love you every night and tell you good night and make sure that you fucking take care of my sister and my nephews
Right.
every fucking night for the rest of my life because
Well,
there's going to be a day that I don't get to say it again.
right. And I think we understand that now. And I think that like we have a lot of we have a lot more information to go off of now, right?
Hmm.
We're getting
Yeah.
older, like we're starting to pick these things out, like we talk about this stuff on the podcast. So it's like you're, and like your burdens, right? You
Yeah.
come out with your burdens, to each other and like our group of guys and stuff like that. And uh, you know, fuck the dudes that think it's lame or whatever. Um, but I think those might just be the dudes that have the biggest problem, right?
Well, it goes back to the bullying thing. Like we're missing bullies as well, right? I didn't think
Yeah.
that's another burden, but like also those bullies, like, I went to my 20-year reunion, which was a trip, by the way. Going to the 20-year reunion was a
Right.
fucking weird. Oh shit. I remember when I was a kid, my mom was telling me about that. She was like, I'm going to my 20-year reunion. I'm like, oh fuck, you're old. And now I'm here.
Oh,
And I'm
damn.
like, fuck, man. Am I old? I don't think
Yep.
I'm old.
Yep.
I'm apparently fucking old.
Look at there,
So
bitch.
uh I know it's getting gray at the end. White. It's fucking weird. Um did it work that time? No,
No,
it didn't work.
nothing.
That's fucking
No.
bullshit.
Damn it.
Cores, fix your fucking snappers. And don't go woke, please. Anyway,
Please no.
please don't. I'm running out of
Please no.
beers.
I'm running out of brands to buy. I got to take my truck back now.
Yeah, for
Ford
real.
did one. I
Uh,
don't know what to do, guys.
um so with us as and this whole burden series, I honestly feel like we could probably write some stuff down. And we could probably push it out there and it would totally be canceled, which means that people would buy it. And it'd be fine. But the reality is like, we have got to the point where I hit 20 and I met a bully. Somebody that I thought was a bully. And he was like, "Hey, did you know like growing up I was homeless?" And I was like, "No." Did you know like you could just instead of trying to pick a fight with me all the time, you could have just told me that you're having a fucking rough go of it? He's like,
No.
"No." And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Remember when I fucking punched you in the mouth? And then you didn't talk to me again and you didn't beat me up again?" And he was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "We could have avoided that whole conversation, that whole fucking moment when I was fucking done with you.
Right.
And all you had to do was just tell me that you're struggling, and I would have been fucking kind."
Hmm.
Right? People
Yeah.
forget that, right?
Well, I don't think like people aren't equipped with the tools though, too, right?
Hmm.
That's what I was just saying is like, we're equipped with different tools now and
Yeah.
we're confident in like our masculinity and our relationships to
Yeah.
be a certain way now and
Yeah.
and not and not feel uncomfortable in our own fucking skin.
I th- I
Like
think I think on top
that's
of that, there's another
that
piece on that. Go ahead.
I was going to say that right there makes somebody dangerous
Hmm.
when they become comfortable with themselves and comfortable with their relationships. I think that can seriously make somebody dangerous.
So I think to add on to that, I think we're that way because the straightest gay man you'll ever meet, or the gayest straight man you'll ever meet, however you want to put it, is in a fighting hole overseas. Facts.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
The most fucked up conversations you'll ever have is with somebody in the fucking middle of a fucking firefight,
Oh yeah.
or or when you're fucking just sitting there fucking in a cot and a fucking doing the FTX,
Or it's
and you're
fucking
just
raining. You're sitting in a fighting hole during training.
yeah,
You know.
when your fighting hole is like up to your fucking waist for no reason, because apparently you dug a fucking fighting hole in nothing but clay and you knew it the whole time.
Yeah.
There was no
Exactly.
forecasted rain ever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was
fucking
no
bullshit.
grenade hole big enough for that drainage.
Yep. Um. So I think we learned that, and I think maybe in our crew we drive that, me and you, because we just don't give a shit.
Right.
Like we just don't. I don't fucking care. I mean, you guys gave me shit about my fucking dreadlocks for fucking ever.
Oh
You
right,
used to
dude.
call them
But and
shitlocks.
well, it never ends, right? But you're
No.
confident in what the fuck you're doing. Like
Yeah,
you're like,
absolutely.
I'm doing this. This is the
I
way my hair is gonna be.
yeah, absolutely. There's not one part of it that's gonna fucking ever change, and I don't want it to. I think adding on to that with the tool set that we have now,
Hmm.
I think the hardest thing for me as the burden of man, probably the number four thing is communication. Because you have to have a different caliber for each person you're speaking to in your life. I can address you however the fuck I want
Right.
because you know that I'm a direct person, right? And
Yeah.
you can tell by the fact that I have 4 fucking emotions,
I'm just
whether I'm
filling out
being
the hurt feelings report right now.
yeah, like right? You're like, "Oh, he's fucking like he's obviously fucking stressed and he's pissed off because he feels alone." You could totally hear that by the things that I say in my voice because we're men, right? We feel that back and forth.
Right.
By having a conversation with your wife, you cannot be direct because you will die.
Yeah.
They
You're
will
not gonna wake up.
murder you.
Yeah.
100%.
100%. Yeah. You
If
gotta.
you gotta have like kinder, softer feels. You have to
Yeah,
like
it's gotta be like
type it
a
up in an
week long
email,
conversation
right?
versus like one conversation.
And the flip side of that though, here's the flip side, right? And why I say this is a burden of man is because I feel like a lot of the times women don't ever go back to like try to like communicate with us the way we communicate. Like I don't know how many times that the important women in my life, whether it's my mom, my partner, my daughters, whatever, they say something and it has like multiple layers of fucking like an ogre of fucking of feeling behind it. And I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, so you're not hanging out with Jamie anymore because Jamie's a dick. Cool story. I think that story's done. There's layers to that story that I'm
Right.
apparently supposed to find out.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
need a
ask. You
bullet
gotta
point
unpill
fucking
the.
list.
Yeah, you gotta unpill. You need a checklist. You need to write a checklist and then
Yeah.
just run down the checklist every time.
Yeah, I mean that's the reality though.
If there's
But
like an
that
open spot on your arm, you should just write it there so
there,
you can just kind of read it off.
right in the ditch, right in the
Yes.
ditch.
Just start like
I
writing
I'll
like
just be
notes,
like,
like test notes, dude.
I'll be like, oh, why is that the case?
And how does that make you feel?
And yeah, right.
Dad, why are
But
you looking at your arm?
I'm
Oh,
fucking.
I got an
There's
itch. I got
yeah, there's
It's a rash.
well, there's a map on my arm, and I'm just trying to figure out where I'm at on the map. That's fine. You know?
Oh shit! You need to just start writing words in on the map so you can. I
Yes.
think my cat's fading.
Yeah. So like I think for men, the fourth burden is really communication because we are required to communicate to everyone regardless. Like there's like even the people we don't fucking like, we have to talk to.
Hmm.
And they fucking know we don't like them, but we still have to talk to them about. But like women, they're like, "Oh, like and I'll get my ex one of my ex-wives was is very well both of them did the same thing. Like they were my first ex-wife was like I was like going through names for our daughter when we were um on our second kid, and she's like, "Oh no, I don't like that name." I'm like, "Why don't you like the name Rachel? That's a cool name." And she's like, "Oh, because a girl in third grade pulled my hair and her name was Rachel." And I'm like, "What the fuck?"
You just hand the shovel
I'm just like, "Okay,
so I
cool."
can dig up some more old shit.
Yeah, they're super archaeologists. They're fucking really good at archaeology.
Yeah, they got the brush out,
Yep.
dusting up.
But the thing is, it's not just her, even though she's psychotic from my perspective. It's all of them.
Oh yeah.
Like
No,
somebody wrongs them at any point in life. Ah, fuck.
so I have a good friend that she listens to the podcast, uh, and she started saying, "Why are you mansplaining this to me?" And it took me like a month or two of like, what the hell does mansplaining mean? And finally I had to Google it. So, Christy, don't laugh now, but mansplaining, and it's just basically it comes down to being condescending or patronizing. But
Ah, fair enough.
like, no, we don't actually think about that, right? Think
No.
that we're being condescending or a smartass, right? And this comes from the biggest smartass, probably at least one of the biggest smartasses that I know, right?
Uh-huh.
Lives in the South, and bless your heart doesn't exactly mean bless your heart, right?
It means you're fucking
And
dumb if you're from the north.
yeah. So it I was like, what does that mean? I'm like, just laugh it off. And then finally I was like, what the shit? And had to Google it. And but I was like, I understand now. No freaking clue before.
But like that's how we communicate as men now.
Yeah, we're
It's
just
just we just talk to each other that way. It's direct. Like there's not like if you're having a conversation with me and you're like, no, bro, you have to fucking go in and you have to load the charcoal and layer it with fucking wood and then layer it with charcoal again, and that's when you light it. Like that's not talking down to me. I'm like, oh, oh,
shit.
fuck, man, I should have done the layering thing, right?
Right,
Totally fine. But you say that to a woman, female. No offense, ladies. This is just us, our perspective. Okay,
right.
man, you are in the fucking doghouse.
I'm not stupid.
I can understand this. Don't call me fucking dumb. Don't do this. And it's funny because like they also have moments too, right? Where it's clear as day to them when they're explaining to us, and we're just fucking dumb. We're mouth breathing fucking rock eaters.
Just ogres, yeah.
Yeah, just like I need bullet points of what needs to be done. I don't, and I have this conversation all the time. I'm like, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. I say that a lot because I don't get it. I don't get it.
I think we've all said it like a lot. Like in like a successful relationship, it's like I can't say sorry until you tell me what I did.
Yeah,
Like I'm not smart.
yeah, or like you say something in a heated conversation, and then you're like, ah, fuck. Well, it already came out. Is that really how you feel? Well, I said it,
Damn it.
and then it's like you can't take it back, so you have to own it. It doesn't matter at that point. Even if you feel it or don't feel it, you still have to own it.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta be like, fuck.
Well, I think that's my fucking number 5 of the burden of man. The 5th burden, I think, if you will.
Yeah.
By the way, I feel like this is like Hercules' burdens, right? His fucking 8 trials. But like the reality is the 5th burden is ownership. Like how many times, like I look at my entire life and have this like thought process of like how many times I've fucked up and then hid it away versus fucked up and owned it. And every time I own it, it sucks. Like fucking super sucks.
It always sucks, dude.
Yeah,
Always sucks.
always fucking sucks. And but when I own it, I feel way better. But more importantly, I find a path for resolution.
Yeah.
I feel like the biggest and final burden that we can talk about tonight, because we have some cool shit we got to talk about. Um, not that this isn't cool, but I feel like it's a 5th burden, right? Is that you have to own the things, and Jocko Willink talks about it a lot. And I sounded like Christopher Walken right there for a minute.
Jocko.
Jocko Willink. Jocko talks about it a lot. Extreme ownership, and he has an entire book about it and the dichotomy of leadership and whatnot. And it's really cool to read, and you follow it. And I fell in love with the idea of it because it's your responsibility to ensure that the people that are below you are successful, whether that's your children and not below you, but like subordinates. I don't know really how to explain that where it doesn't sound like I'm an emperor on high or whatever, but whatever. Like where the people around you. I don't know. This is the communication thing issue, right? The burden of man, number 4.
Yeah. Getting
But
titles correct.
yeah, whatever it is. Like the thing is like, when in our organization and when we're around each other, like somebody fucks up, nobody has to say a damn thing because if somebody fucks up, they just own it.
Right.
And that's a culture that we've built as our friendship. Like if you're part of our crew and you fuck up, it's okay. Like there's no judgments for fucking up. It's totally okay. But if you fuck up and you hide it, that's where we have a problem.
Yeah. And I think that kind of goes a long way. We definitely have our our own culture within that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that's a big part of it for sure. But I think we definitely all have different burdens and look at things slightly differently
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to all that stuff. And some things are harder than others
For sure.
for us. And relationships, aren't always easy.
What? You sure?
I mean, that's even with your buddies.
100% with your buddies. I think relationships with a partner that lays in bed next to you are challenging as fuck.
Oh yeah,
But like at the end of the night, you can totally roll over when they're fucking pissed off and give them a hug and tell them you love
right.
them, right?
Yeah.
But when your fucking homie leaves at your house and he's pissed off and fired up and shit and won't answer your fucking phone call, so you can tell him you're sorry and that you love him, like that's fucking pretty fucking challenging.
Yeah.
Especially if they've been your boy for fucking years,
Oh yeah. Well, especially dudes are generally a little bit harder headed, or
Well, you just need to
not gonna
fight it
fucking
out.
yeah. Just gotta fight it out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
just gotta
throw a
punch
fucking
somebody
beer can.
right in the fucking
Yeah.
race them to the end of the driveway.
Just fucking throw a beer can and hit them. They'll turn around
Yeah,
or drink it.
same thing. Whatever. So I think that's a good starting point on the burden of man. So I'd like just to recap that, right? So number one, work harder than anybody else for your success. I think that's a pretty solid across the board foundation. I think that's real, right? Um, number two, do you remember what number two was, by chance?
Oh yeah, dude. Protecting.
Protection,
Being a
right?
protector, yeah.
Protection is always the thing.
Protecting your own.
Yeah, take care of yours and your family and your community as much as you can in order your family, community, yourself. Three is love. Say it, fucking mean it. And that's a real thing. Like if you're around somebody and you tell them you love them and they say don't be a fucking faggot or they say something that's derogatory back to you, they probably need it more than they're going to let you know.
Right. It's probably like that whole opposite thing.
Yeah, they're saying it because you want it more. That's fucking weird.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Number four is communication. None of us are good at it. Not fucking one man is good at communicating with anybody other than maybe men. Right? Like
Yeah.
we suck at it
Sometimes.
a lot of the time.
Every
Like
other Tuesday.
67% of the time, every time.
Right.
And then the fifth one is extreme ownership. If you fuck up, own it. If you win, own it. I think that's the flip side of things too. Last caveat. If you fucking win, own it, dude. And if somebody fucking drags you down, kick them out of your fucking group. Fuck them. Like your friends should be your champions. Like you guys keep me humble because of like the mead flavors. They're fucking awesome. But at the same time, like you guys fucking prop me up all the fucking time.
And then we tell you not to fucking touch it. Then you touch it. And then everybody's like, fuck you, JT. Stop touching it.
I haven't touched them for a while.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it. No touchy.
No touchy.
No touchy.
Hi.
But like own it though. Be an owner of your successes and failures. Champion your successes. I think that's a fucking pretty good solid 5, bro.
Let's
the burdens of man.
Yeah, let's see if we remember them.
Oh yeah, man. We gotta write them down. I'm gonna write a book one day.
Don't.
I'm gonna write an autobiography about you.
Don't. Oh,
I'm gonna call it the Jarl.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna write the Jarl.
Jarl. I better be dead.
No, man, I'm going first. Well, no, let's be fair. There's people in our crew who are gonna go first before us. Just because of age.
They're gonna age out.
They're gonna age out.
Oh man.
And whether or not they're Christian or they're pagan, I'm still shooting fucking flaming arrows or whatever's there.
I think sounds awesome.
Just being honest with you guys, if you guys get buried in the ground, just make sure you have a fire retardant headstone.
I think funeral pyres are just as Christian as they are Viking, and funeral pyres need to be brought back.
Yeah, I mean, we'd have like a whole lot more ground space.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude, I just want to fucking have our stories told, like Ragnar Lothbrooks and fucking Ivar the Boneless and fucking Leif Erikson.
I don't think we've done anything like legendary though. We should probably be more legendary.
Well, I know right now we're just Mead Eoker.
Let's see what you did there.
I'll be here all week. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be here till Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. On to fun shit. Okay. So last week on the podcast, we were discussing giants. So I'm really actually engrossed in this giant conversation. So I talked to you. Yeah, I'm like, fucking dude, I have been down the fucking rabbit holes of rabbit holes. So I went from a rabbit hole to a wormhole to a fucking something else, and now here
You're
I
in
am.
holes. You're in some holes.
Yeah, all three holes
All the holes.
of a bowling ball.
7 holes.
Whatever.
Anyway.
So we talked about the airport, and we had a little bit of a kind of disagreement where you thought maybe like that there weren't giants that were down there building it or whatnot. Here for the dumbs. So I have a reference point to actually discuss this because I think there's a duality that makes sense for both, based off of research that I was doing.
Hmm.
All right, so here's the first thing, right? So giants were forced underground by the Native American tribes because they were losing a battle. Same thing with the Greys. The Greys are there's gray aliens. They're either pseudo hostile or they're benevolent, and then you have the reptilians that all live underground as well. So we have a subculture that's going on inside this, like basically like this galactic war that's happening, and the Niflheim, which are like documented through everything, the Bible, the Book of Enoch, like everywhere in the entire world. I sent you that video of that fucking giant footprint in the fucking wall, like
Yeah.
like down in fucking Tanzania or whatever it was. So here's the thing. I don't think that we're actually digging the tunnels. I have to retract a statement that I made in the podcast. I made a statement that said we, humans can't make a tunnel that big. That's a damn lie. We can. We're really smart. However, so with us building our dumbs on these underground pieces, I think that we've built a lot to like utilizing what's already been there, right? Now, there's a second part of that we can talk about in a minute, which is the pact with the giants, and I think we should really kind of expand upon that here in a moment. However, I think that you know, even if we don't have a pact with them, we're going to utilize the underground systems that they already had. Whether it's the giants or it's the Greys or it's the reptile people and it's Biden being a reptile and wearing a mask because that's fucking creepy and weird and there's like so many videos of it. I think that that's really where like my rabbit hole started. Is like, wait a minute, hold on. The secondary piece of that is that Hollywood always hides things out in the fucking open. Like completely hides them out in the open. An example is, V for Vendetta. Like the entire storyline is the fucking pandemic, basically. Right? Uh, it really is. And then you add on to that, like everything that's fucking currently happening right now. They already fucking talked about this in Journey to the Center of the Earth with fucking Jules Verne and all of those things. Like this is like already been fucking a movie. So, you have the Dulce incident, Dolce and Cabana,
Still say.
Dolce,
Still say.
whatever. The Dulce incident where we were drilling down, we figuratively, we're drilling down and we found a huge underground base. And there was a huge fucking fight that happened. And Homeboy lost his 3 fingers and had a laser cut through him. And then like years later he was robbed. Like 2 gunshot wounds to the back of the head, no money taken, no car keys taken, nothing.
No, Phil Schneider, the guy that you're talking about, he committed suicide
Mm, right,
by wrapping his catheter cord because he was already dying of cancer.
right.
He had cancer pretty much from a short time after the incident because of the weapon that was used on him, where he
Yeah.
lost his fingers and it hit his chest. And then he uh, committed suicide by his catheter cord being wrapped around his neck and I think being pushed out of his wheelchair.
Hmm.
And
Death
it
by by penis, basically.
Yeah. So legitimately, like even his ex-wife went on record saying like, no, Phil would not have killed himself. Definitely wouldn't have choked himself with his own catheter cord. Like he wasn't strong enough to do something like that anyway. And kind of went on, and he was about to go to a big convention and talk in front of like more people than he had talked in front of like ever.
Hmm.
So that's how that kind of cookie crumbled. But the the tunnels that he broke into, or that they broke into, was while they were drilling survey tunnels or survey holes to see if the ground was right where they could build a dam.
Right. And then that's when they met the not really happy guys.
Yeah, but I don't. I mean, you've read what you read. You didn't send it to me, so
I'll
like
send it to you.
I didn't get a
Ah,
chance to look at it.
it was a
But
long week.
um, a lot of what you're saying kind of goes back to the pact with Eisenhower,
Yeah,
and it's a
and
well,
the
it's a
aliens.
yeah, it's a well-known pact with Eisenhower, and then his his best buddy was Jackie Gleason, who was a famous Hollywood actor of the time.
Hmm.
And at one point, they even talk about how he took Jackie Gleason to one of the meetings with him because they disappeared out of Palm Springs for like 2 days or for like a day, and nobody knew where they were. And then they came back and acted like nothing happened. But I think a lot of the dumbs or the tunnels that are underground, I think that goes back to like the alien pact and stuff like that that was made. I just don't it like what we were talking about last time, where I said it makes no sense to me why we would make a pact with a race of giants that we're losing anyway. Like we would have just eradicated them in my eyes. So it's we're gonna enslave them and do giant labor underground. Make them
I
dig
mean,
holes or
that's
whatever.
a solid. That's actually a solid,
Like I that that
a
would make
solid
more
risk.
sense to me is enslaving the race of giants to dig our tunnels and stuff like that, and then make a pact with them. You know what I mean?
Don't say the words enslaving, because now all of a sudden there's going to be a woke movement for fucking free the giants.
Free the giants. Yeah,
Yeah, I
they'll
mean,
regret that one.
for sure. Maybe.
Yeah,
I mean, they haven't regretted anything yet, so I mean, that's the fuck
yeah,
around, find out scale.
that's true. This could be the linchpin, man.
Dude, for real. Uh, so some of the stuff that I was watching and reading and fucking in the fucking weirdest fucking places. Um, and I think this is one thing that we all have to be careful of when we're doing this research, is sometimes things start making way too much sense, right? And you're not looking at it objectively.
Yeah, well, and I think, like I was telling you last time, I think there's a lot of people that do like the LARPing and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and
Which
that
stands for live action role play, for anybody who doesn't know what the fuck that means.
right, and that really kind of blurs the lines on what's real and what isn't too, because these people are like acting this. Bless you.
Sorry,
Uh,
I'm
yeah,
here. I'm back.
and right.
Woo,
So they're really like trying to act this stuff out, but it kind of blurs the lines of what's real and what isn't, because they're taking something that is real and
That's a
trying to.
country. Israel's a country.
It is. Israel has giants too.
They do have giants.
Land
Uh,
of the
but
giants.
I agree with what you're saying though. There's that. But I'm when I'm referencing this stuff, it's not um I didn't go down that realm. And I double checked myself before I do. Because like I'll start down this conversation and then like I have people here that hold me in way more check than you'll ever hold me in check. And it's like I gotta fucking justify and validate every fucking part of it to discuss it. Because
Right.
like they're like way faster at Google than me. My 40-year-old thumbs only travel so fast.
Well,
And
and
I
the
usually
thing
misspell half the shit I'm typing.
was like what you were giving me shit for when we were talking with Ryan. You're like, how the fuck do you come up with this shit? And it's like, dude, me and like one of my good buddies that I work with, we have been in this shit. Like we've been working together for like 8 years, I think, 7 or 8 years, and we've been doing this shit forever. And
Right.
then I was already into like crazy shit like that before. So we just kind of like send each other stuff all day, every day, and are constantly reading that stuff.
Yeah, I'll moving forward, I'll make sure that I get you caught up here. But here's what I did read. Um, so there were already tunnels based off the fact that over at Lovelock Cave, or yeah, Lovelock Cave,
Uh-huh.
over in Nevada, where the Paiute Indians drove the native, or the Sasquatch in the ground. And they used to, like, obviously kill the not Sasquatch, but I mean the giants in the ground. They used to kill the giants, and they would take the hair, which is always red, and weave it into their protection, right? They push them in the ground. Well, there was a study, or I don't know if there's a study, if you would call it a study, but an investigation that was done, and they found these intricate tunnels below Lovelock Cave. Like the giants didn't die; they just fucking beat their way downwards, right? And there's a belief that these giants that are actually escaping really maybe they're not coming from Denver's airport. Maybe they're not coming from anywhere specific, but they have a tunnel system underneath, and they have an entire like ecosystem that they live in down below, which maybe makes a little bit more sense.
I think that I think that them, having their own tunnels, that would make sense. But there's like the whole like inner Earth theory and everything like that too.
Yeah.
And that inner Earth theory talks about, giants and dinosaurs and stuff like that being inside the Earth, and there being like the core is like the light source, and just so on and so forth. Like it gets kind of crazy.
So
And
interesting statement. Very first thing I just typed in giants in underground tunnels. Very first thing that came up on DuckDuckGo. An underground city full of giant skeletons discovered in the Grand Canyon.
oh yeah, the Grand Canyon's shady, dude. And there's a part of the Grand Canyon that they don't even let you go in anymore.
Oh yeah.
And since the 1930s, when they went in and basically took all kinds of stuff out and just cordoned it off so the public couldn't go in there. You can't even go into that section of the Grand Canyon anymore. You could be met with black
Of course.
Suburbans and
Well, this
Blackhawks.
yeah, definitely, right? So, I just sent you that link, by the way. NASA found a giant underground cavern in Antarctica full of giants.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't.
It's like
That's the thing. Is like
it's
there's so much going on right now, and talking about like the resets and the different like civilizations that have been here before us, and um the things that they did, even stuff that talking about how we could harness free energy, kind of
yeah,
like Tesla
yeah.
before, just from like all the spires that were on these buildings, and that they were harnessing energy through those, and people that were talking about the frequency of bells, and now there's no bell towers or anything like that anymore. Bells served a purpose, right?
Hmm.
And it was, time, let you knew when the time was, let you know when something was
Celebrations,
happening. Yeah, celebrations when you were
deaths.
under attack, deaths. It was the PA system of the past. But there's a whole lot of research and stuff like that that's being done that saying that those bells broadcasted because they were at a certain vibration, depending on how big the bell was or how small the bell was or how bell shaped it was or round shaped, it would vibrate on a different frequency. And that was
It's all
a
about
power
those
source.
good vibrations.
You're just Beach Boys now.
I'm here. No, so there are still, by the way, just so you know, there are still bell towers. I think it's St. Michael's Cathedral over in London. I had a fucking flat across, like literally across the street from it. And fucking Sundays, dude, I couldn't even stand my flat. I had to fucking leave because it just fucking went all goddamn day. But you could literally feel the vibration, like just speaking what you're saying, um, through the building. And I was like, why the fuck would anybody ever live here permanently? So in the past, they would use bells to basically ward off evil spirits like giants, things like that,
Hmm.
right? Um, so I can totally understand why a giant wouldn't want to live next to a monastery. Shit's fucking loud and obnoxious.
Right. Seeing the only like big experience I had with it was when I was in Notre Dame. We stayed right across the street from the church, and it didn't really bother me that much. But I mean, I was staying there for like 3 days, so you lived across from it, so you experienced a different thing than
Six
say
months,
like,
man.
yeah, we did, right? But I think I would have to be in a situation like that to understand like I don't want to be here or I don't want to, live here. But how old was your flat?
I don't know. Fucking London old.
So it had been there forever.
Yeah, I mean, it was renovated or whatever, but yeah, it
Right.
wasn't quiet.
Yeah, I think the bells definitely there's something more going on with the bells because there's even like therapy now that people do with like the like sounding bowls or whatever
Yeah, it's fucking
where
weird to me.
yeah, but I mean like they found that like different frequencies of sound can kill cancer and
Hmm.
there's different things that it's like a dolphin therapy where people go in there like epileptic and the dolphins won't leave them. They'll sit there and like echolocate and make their noises and stuff like that and people come out of the pool like not epileptic anymore.
That's fucking
And
dope.
it's weird shit. So I mean sound definitely has an effect, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so you referenced, earlier, um, the gentleman who found the shit, like the giant caves in, um, the Grand
Kincaid in Grand
Canyon. Yeah,
Canyon.
yeah, yeah. I don't, um, do you think, just out of curiosity, right? So there you have like the parts that are closed off, like you've referenced, um, throughout the Grand Canyon, and then you have an entire part that was it Admiral Byrd? Who was Admiral
That's
Byrd?
Antarctica. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
So do you think that maybe this kind of goes along with my theory, right? That the giants had already had all these underground tunnels and past civilizations and that inner Earth kind of theory that you have. Um, do you think that like maybe, just maybe, like the inner Earth theory is more relevant because of these tunnels?
I
I mean,
think that
it's a fucking trippy theory.
there's definitely something there,
Hmm.
but like as to how they got there, who fucking knows, right?
Big shovels.
Because for real, because I think like the pyramids and stuff like that, like I think they were built with sound. So did they use sound to blast these tunnels out, or did they use, in my mind, there couldn't be that many giants or that many Nephilim left because of the floods and everything that all the religious texts
Well,
reference. And that was,
what if they went underground though, and they had a way to seal it off? I mean,
I mean, they would be the smart ones. They would be the ones that were left. But I don't think that the population would still be huge, right? because there's not a whole lot of female giants that are referenced. Then in the Nephilim, it's all
I'm,
dudes, and mom died
well,
because her head was fucking massive.
well, I mean, in the reality of it, right? Like we don't necessarily know if you go off of like some of the thoughts that like dwarves are real too, right? Like nobody can tell the difference between a male and a female dwarf because they both have beards or whatever. If you really want to go down the weird, fucking weird path,
Is that a
which I
thing?
don't. Yeah, it's a real thing.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
man.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
know
that
that.
man. It's a fucking. It's a dark. It's a path we don't need to go down today because we're getting close on time. I want to make sure we wrap up on the Nephilim conversation a little bit, like at least leading into like the to be continued fucking phase where all of our listeners get pissed off at us.
Right. Or they're
But
just like, ah, fuck, they're done.
they're
Finally.
fucking stupid. Finally, yeah. Shut up. Stop talking about it. We know they're fucking. There's aliens and there's Nephilim.
Right. And Bigfoot
Um,
has a dog dick.
Mandic.
Fundamental
Mandic.
disagreement.
Yeah, it's fine. Um, it's scientific. It's to be determined. We can't actually prove an unproven. It's not
Right.
possible.
This is true. Funny.
So,
I just feel like a man dick would get caught on things.
I mean,
Just
what if
like,
he's got a fucking? What if he's got like a kangaroo pouch that he just fucking pulls over?
I mean, that would be cool, but that's like adding
I'm a
marsupials into like a whole nother to like a ape.
bro. He's already fucking hopping dimensions.
I'm just saying that he's got a monkey dick.
I mean, that's kind of mandickish.
Eh, it's like a mix between a man and dog dick.
Hey, we can meet there in the middle. We'll bridge the
Like a
gap.
monkey dick. We're going with like
Yeah,
gorilla dick.
monkey dick. Yeah, gorilla dick.
Gorilla dick. Yeah,
Gorilla
I mean, you
dick.
don't want to
Just
get caught on stuff and you're like jumping from something to something.
when you're like right around the tree and you're fucking trying to blend in.
Ah, dude, can you imagine like just running and
Splinters.
getting a sliver out of your junk?
Oh man,
Get
terrible.
your
I have a funny
dick
story
caught on a
about that.
tree.
A friend,
What?
not for this
Oh
podcast.
god, that was out of
Offline,
left field.
offline. I'll tell you about a kid over in Afghanistan.
Oh
Fucking
man,
comedy,
that sounds
comedy.
terrible.
Yeah, it was fucking hilarious. I watched it happen. I fucking died laughing for like a week.
Like if there's a skeeter on your Peter, whack it off.
Um, no, worse. Hilarious
Oh
though. Super
man,
hilarious. Actual
that's
splinters.
it's terrifying.
Had to see the
Fuck.
corpsman. He had to see the corpsman.
Oh man, I hope it was Ryan.
Man, I guess it was actually not Corman. It was a doc, because it was in the army.
So definitely couldn't be Ryan.
So on the to kind of like lead us into the next podcast, I think that what I'd like to do is I'd like to like expand the giant conversation to beyond just like the theology, or not theology, but the understanding that giants maybe are big, dumb, and dumb, right? Big, dumb, and
Big dumb
strong
and dumb.
ogres. Yeah. I actually think that they were extremely smart, and they're the ones who actually formed like Goblibiotech, whatever it is, Goblibiotech. The old fucking
Yeah, I know what you're
like
talking about.
yeah, like these old fucking monoliths. I think they're the ones who actually did those things. Um, so I want to expand on that, and that's actually my point of view from this, is that, in the conversation, like, what did they have? What did we have to gain from them? Well, we had the knowledge to gain from them on how to do something. It's like that the reference to like a bully, right? Like, even if you're the bully and you're winning at everything, there's still something you can gain from fucking befriending the smart guy, right? So what if we're the bullies and they're the smart guys and they're not enslaved? What if there is actually a like an understanding, like we're helping them out, and in doing so they're keeping their people in check and not
Like
letting them fucking roam the world and kill people and eat
like we're
them.
helping them out by like letting them live.
Yeah, like we're like, hey, we'll fucking murder you, we don't care. Like, you have a responsibility to help us out. Maybe it's like not necessarily enslavement, maybe it's more of a this for that kind of situation, much like that we are with the rest of the world. We really have like really any allies.
Yeah, we're getting thin on friends for sure.
Yeah.
I think that there's something there as far as like these gigantic monoliths
Mhm.
and things in the Grand Canyon, but I think there's a lot more of it that's technological, not brute force and ignorance.
So
I
that's
think
the
that
the that's the challenge that I have for you to look up.
I think there's definitely some stuff that's built with them in mind, giant doors, giant entryways,
Hmm.
locks 10 feet high or 20 feet high in the air. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely think that there's some that made it and some that did things, but I have a hard time with how these big things were created. And if you look more into like the Grand Canyon and stuff like that, I think there's kind of a weird thing out there that says the where the like North America is
Mhm.
was actually where all this stuff went down.
Oh yeah.
And then they
Yeah.
kind of said, nope, closing it off. We're going to say that it was over here.
I mean,
Because,
there. I agree with you on that because there's so much shit. Like, there's so many fucking ruins. There was like even like these. Um, I was watching Ancient Apocalypse, and that's where really kind of where this whole fucking thing started.
uh
For me personally, like, but like, there's so many fucking like ancient monoliths in the United States. There's fucking pyramids in the United States. There's the Sphinx, or what looks
right,
to be an old Sphinx. Like, Egyptian culture came from North America, part of
right.
Pangaea, if you will, before it was torn apart or whatever you want to call it. It doesn't even matter. But like, there was definitely a flood, like multiple times in every ancient script of everything. There's multiple floods.
Yeah, and
And
it seems like the stuff that's in North America and Mexico and South America
mhm,
is just older than the stuff that's in Egypt, even though that's kind of a weird thing
yeah,
to say.
I agree with you on that 100%. So we're getting pretty close to time. I want to leave it on this note. Okay. So I'm going to challenge you, my dearest friend, the magnificent Jarl, if you will.
And
Um,
I have links now.
yeah, I
You
want you
have
to do
sent the links.
yeah, I want you to do some research on that. I'm going to send you a couple more. I live for South Africa on fucking Friday morning. I
Mm-hmm.
will have nothing but time on an airplane to fucking
So
try to
much
figure that.
time. I hope the Wi-Fi is good.
Well, if it's not, then I'll just play the new Legend of Zelda. So I don't really give a shit.
You're just gonna be playing Angry Birds for like 19 hours straight.
Fuck off with that bullshit. No, I just
Gross.
can't. No, I will play Legend of Zelda forever and ever.
You're
It's
gonna
my
play
favorite video game ever.
words with friends
No, I
with
said Legend of Zelda, man.
Mona and get killed. Did
Just
anybody play
because.
that game anyway? Like anymore?
No, I didn't even like it. Like, I was like, fuck you. I feel
I'm
dumb. I don't
not.
want to talk
Yeah,
to you
I'm not
anymore.
good at like in like regular Scrabble, much less words with friends.
When you have time to fucking Google shit, fuck you.
That's the whole point. Is you weren't supposed to Google shit, but people like ruined it by cheating.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would try to figure out words and be like, oh, okay, cool, and then they would just fucking like obliterate me. I'm like, QUI isn't a word. Like, oh yeah, it is. Look it up. And then they'd send me the Google piece. And I'm like, fuck you,
You
man.
Googled it before.
Yeah, fuck you. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that being said, though, I want to make sure that we wrap up with we're going to actually go even deeper down the hole, if you will.
So deep.
My main question for the viewers and listeners is, do you think that giants were big dumb brute force, or do you think that they were multiple versions of giants, where some were big and dumb and some were smart? There's a question about that. And finally, does folklore like Jack and the Giant Beanstalk actually make sense? Is that a real thing? Is that a point in our past that is actually what became mythologized, if you will? You like that? Mythologized?
Hmm. I don't think that would pass in words with friends.
Um, yeah, fuck them too. But I feel like those are
Like
real questions where there are smart giants and there are other things.
a city in the
Um,
clouds. Because
yeah,
that was a dumb giant, that story.
Yeah, definitely a dumb giant, that story. However, there's other giants too, and I'll try to find some references to smart giants. Right?
Yeah, send those.
Is I'll see what I can find. So, folks, I do not have 6 fingers in my left hand. My name is
Prove it.
Lyco, the bearded one. You can call me JT for short.
I'm the Earl. Stay weird, weirdos.
Cheers, motherfuckers. Have a great night.